with separation anxiety, sort of liken it to a baby crying. Sometimes they get into such a state, they just keep crying and crying and crying, and I'm going to get a kiss in a minute. Hey folks, Colin here. John's just popped in with his dog Milky. We're going to talk about separation anxiety and bark collars. Now that's two things you probably wouldn't think go together, but the results we've been having over the last 14 years have been pretty phenomenal with the dog. So what's been happening with Milky, John?
Well, pretty much Milky's got a serious anxiety issue where as soon as he's left home, or we leave home, and there's no one in the house, he will bark. But it's a major barking to the point where he's continuously barking and non-stop, and he'll do it for hours. He'll drink like 3 or 4 litres of water, all his water, and he just carries on barking, doesn't even stop for a couple of minutes.
Okay, so this is probably at a high level. The one thing I find about separation anxiety is that it's a very broad thing. It's a grey area. There's no sort of line in the sand where my dog's got separation anxiety. It could be the fact that your dog comes home and he's really excited to see you, and that means he's had separation anxiety. So it's a term that's kind of like, in my opinion, thrown around a little bit too much. But obviously we have a dog here that his health could be suffering because of this.
Yes.
Yep, okay, no worries. So, and the window, you were talking about the window before. This is pretty interesting.
The window. So yeah, pretty much as soon as we leave, he sits at the back door and literally barks, which within minutes, or just by the time we get home, literally is covered in a splatter from barking.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got definite evidence that he's actually carrying on. Now we can take away the barking with a bark control collar, but one thing I recommend, and John's doing the right thing, he's grabbing one of these entertainment toys. So if we can entertain the dog throughout the day, it's certainly going to help, because if we take away the barking, then they're more likely to go and look for other things. And that's the thing about bark collars and separation anxiety. If you use a bark collar to stop the barking, you should also consider getting something that's going to replace the anxiety, so you give them something to do, and that's where these long-term entertainment toys will come into play. If he plays with it, that's great, and my idea is maybe put his breakfast in there so that he's actually a little bit hungry and he wants to go looking for it, so that he has that need for a bit of food and entertainment. He's a beautiful dog, isn't he? Come here, Milky, come here. I'll fit this bark collar in a tick when he turns around. John's biggest question is, what does it feel like and what's he going to experience? Now, if we snuck up behind you with a lackey band and flicked you behind the ear when you were, I'm going to get a kiss in a minute, when you were at the dinner table going for the salt, but you weren't allowed to have the dinner salt, so we flicked you behind the ear, the first time you get it, you're going to hit the roof. So that's how he's going to sort of react. So you've got to be aware of that, and you can simply just move these collars off the neck until you can settle him down during the training process. But if you imagine that sort of situation where you're getting a big surprise, like touching a shopping trolley, that's exactly what he's going to feel. So the first experience is when you're at the supermarket, you touch the shopping trolley, you get that quick little zap. That's what he's going to experience, and it could be a bit of a surprise. With this particular collar though, it starts very low, so it's a low impact, and it's got a little beeper which helps train them, and our training guide is all included in the pack as well. I won't go into that, but what you're looking for is a collar that's going to have low impact in the beginning, be very accurate, and give the dog a very consistent message about barking, and he'll start to work out that it's not worth barking and I've got other things to do. I kind of like, with separation anxiety, sort of liken it to I liken it to a baby crying. Sometimes they get into such a state, they just keep crying and crying and crying, and if you can stop that cycle and give them something else to do, you'll get success. So I'm just going to fit this really quickly, but if you've got any comments about separation anxiety, or you kind of have any questions about how does an electronic bark collar work with separation anxiety, then certainly put some notes on the page and we can have a chat about it, or give us a call. There's various different types of bark collars, and we've got a really good video about how dogs will react on the website as well, so go and have a look at that. But separation anxiety and barking we've had great success with people over the years, and the big issue is you're usually not home with this is all occurring, so you've got pretty much no choice but to try and stop that noise and stop the complaints. All right, no worries, I'll leave it there. I'm going to start to fit this collar. That's all included in the guide, and if you want any more information, grab our guide on barking dog collars, watch the video, give us a call if you want to have a chat as well. Okay, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
All right, see you folks.